morning, dear students, and welcome to our second lecture in science. The last lecture we started with our very first chapter, which was living world and classification of microorganisms or classification of microbes. And now we move further with that chapter. The next part of the chapter, we move on to classification of microbes or the classification of microorganisms. Now, as we had already discussed the last time, microbes or microorganisms contains two types of cells, prokaryotic or eukaryotic, the cells which are of ancient nature, very old kind of cells, or eukaryotic, the new kind of cells, the modern cells. Prokaryotic cells basically consist of bacteria, and eukaryotic cells are made up of three types of different kingdoms, that is protista, algae and fungi. These three things are they come under eukaryotic. Now we will study each of those things that we just had a look at. We start with bacteria. You see over here there are some pictures of different types of bacteria. You've got bacteria which are round in shape. You've got bacteria which are shaped like cylinders or rod-like in shape. You've got bacteria which are looking like a spring. They are spiral in shape. You've got a bacteria wherein there is a body over here, and you've got these hair-like structures which are present. So bacteria can be present in a variety of shapes. You've got all those different shapes and the names of the shapes in your textbook. Now, what exactly is bacteria? What are the different properties or the different characteristics of bacteria? It is unicellular. It is made up of a single cell. It is independent, or it can form colonies. Your bacteria can stay all by itself alone, that is independent, or they can live together with other bacteria of the same type by forming colonies. They are parasitic and they are prokaryotic. Prokaryotic means they are ancient cells. The cells are very simple in nature. Parasitic means they live on other plants or other animals, and that is how they obtain their nutrition. Reproduction by binary fission. They reproduce by breaking down into different parts and multiplying. At vigorous rates, bacteria can multiply at a very fast rate, and this happens under favorable conditions. When the weather is right, when there is enough amount of moisture, enough amount of heat in the environment, that is considered to be a very favorable condition for bacteria to be growing, and that is when bacteria grows at a very tremendous speed. Protozoa. You've got some pictures of protozoa over here. You see that the protozoa are also unicellular. They are made up of a single cell. They are eukaryotic, means the cell has proper well-defined structures. They are modern cells. They are found in the soil, in the fresh water as well as in the seawater. Means your protozoa, they can be found in the soil, on the land, or if it is found in the water, it can be in seawater as well as in fresh water. Reproduction. Reproduction is by simple cell division. The cell gets divided into two or more parts, and that's how reproduction takes place. A great variety in cell structure, organs of locomotion and modes of nutrition. Now, protozoa, if you see here, if you look at these pictures over here, all these are having very different structures from each other. This is more like a slipper shape, a chappal ke shape mein hai ye. This looks like a balloon. It looks like a jellyfish. This is more circular. This looks like a caterpillar made up of different parts. This looks like ink which has split on a book, and this is more round. So the cell structure is very different from each other. You have a variety of shapes in which protozoa is present, and they are organs of locomotion. The method by which they move from one place to other is also very different from each other. The mode of nutrition, the manner in which they obtain food for themselves, the manner in which they obtain nutrition is also very different from each other. And finally, some may be pathogenic. Some of these protozoa can cause infectious diseases. It can be very harmful to plants and animals and to human beings. The next one, fungi. Your fungi, we had already seen a picture of this in your previous class. They are eukaryotic, which means that they are modern cells. They are unicellular or they may be multicellular. Okay, so fungi can be present even as one single cell, or they can be present as a multicellular organism, or an organism which is having a large number of cells. They are saprophytic. They depend on the nutrition which is obtained from dead bodies of plants and animals. Reproduction is by simple cell division. Cell gets divided into two or more parts, and that's how reproduction occurs. Uh, the reproduction can be sexual or asexual, and it can, if it is asexual, it happens by budding or by cell division. The next one, algae. You have different types of algae, pictures of which I have put up over here. They are also eukaryotic, which means that they are modern cells and the cells are having a very well-defined structure. They are autotrophic. You see the cells over here, you see that most of them are green in color, which means that there is chlorophyll present in the cells. So if chlorophyll is present, they can make their own food, which means that they are autotrophic. Most multicellular, most of the cells are multicellular, but very few of them are unicellular. You see this one over here, this is a single cell, so it is unicellular. But most of the algae are made up of more than one cell. They are multicellular. And it is aquatic. Most of the algae are found in moist places, in water. The last one, virus. Now, you have heard so much about viruses that at times it may be that you know better about viruses than me, but still, this is the very famous coronavirus that we have been hearing right from the time of March. This is a bacteriophage. This is an influenza virus, and these are organisms which are at the edge of the living and non-living. A virus, you cannot say that it is a living organism and you cannot say it is a non-living organism. It is in between. So वायरस को ना ही हम जिंदा बोल सकते हैं ना ही मरा हुआ बोल सकते हैं, वो कहीं बीच में है. So and viruses are made up of special proteins. Okay, virus, inside the virus you have a special protein which is present, which can be either DNA or RNA. These are special proteins, very strong proteins which are present inside the body of the virus. They are microscopic, which means that we cannot see them with the naked eye. They are very tiny. Microscopic, but can be absorbed under an electronic microscope. It can be only seen clearly using an electronic microscope. You must have seen the microscopes which are present in our laboratories. We cannot use those microscopes to view or to see a virus. You require something which is called as an electron microscope, which magnifies the image of the organism to millions of times, and only then you can see it. It is independent. It does not require to be living in colonies. Viruses can live independently, and they can cause diseases to plants and animals, and apart from plants and animals they can also cause diseases to human beings. And a very famous example for you is your coronavirus. Okay, so this is the end of this particular chapter for you now, and with this what we will do is I want you to read your textbooks and find out the answers for the various questions which are given at the back of the lesson, at the end of your lesson. Write down the answers, and before your next class what I will do is I will send you the answers in a written format. You can check it with your answers that you have already written. If there is anything that is missing, or if you want to add something, then you can use my answers and add it. And please start studying, read your textbook thoroughly. Most of the things that are asked in the exam are from the textbook. If you know your textbook thoroughly well, you will easily pass. Okay, so and one last thing, all the diagrams, as I'm requesting again and again, please draw them into your notebook. Use a pencil and draw your diagrams. Okay, So that's the end of today's period, and wish you all the best, and see you during the next science period. Bye.